But I said, if you know anything on how to connect cameras, because I was trying to connect my old PlayStation camera to it, and if you know how to do that, it gets.
Doesn't is it the wire problem?
Oh. Oh.
Hello.
Hey, sorry, right now I'm trying to get my camera to connect and it's having difficulties. I'm so sorry.
You're
This is
fine.
very much unprofessional.
I'm not upset.
Hey, sorry, right now I'm trying to get
Oh,
my
and
camera
I was
to
double
connect
recording.
and it's having difficulties. I'm so sorry. That's my live stream that was playing at the same time as I'm doing this. Sorry.
True. No, you're fine. You're
But no, for the moment, as I'm getting this whole entire thing to connect, I would just say, go ahead and introduce yourself. You know, Mr. Mo, I'm actually very much appreciative of you being here. Real quick before you start, I'm just going to say thank you so much for joining me on this. It is very much amazing. I had just got done watching a few of your videos beforehand. Now, go ahead and tell everyone a bit about yourself.
well, hi everybody. I'm Mohawk Johnson, from Mo Hates Media. Uh, I just turned 31 this past Tuesday. Um, my knees hurt all the time. My knees have been hurting like I'm 30 since I was about 25, 26. So I've been ready for this for a long time. And I like anime, video games, Beyblade. I just got through recording some Beyblading battles with my roommate maybe 10 minutes ago. So that's what I was doing this morning. So yeah, that's about it.
Wow, that's pretty fucking cool. Because like when I talked to you, a couple of days ago, on these topics, just I know you like Beyblade. What is your favorite Beyblade by chance? Just
Let me see if I have it because I have a couple. I like to keep several. including duplicates just in case they break. Because you bang them together a lot, they break.
Yeah.
What they do. So I keep a couple of duplicates that are like in the box. My favorite right now is this Dran Buster.
Oh,
I have this one in the box, but I have a couple more that I use in battles pretty regularly. And then I actually have my second favorite ones right here, or my third, my alternating thirds right here. My alternating third favorites are this Hell's Hammer or Hammer Incendio and Hell's Reaper or Reaper Incendio. And then my second favorite is Rock Golem. So those are my top three in Beyblade X, which is the current iteration of Beyblade. So yeah, that's what I'm into.
see, I grew up off of like the original Beyblade when you had Pegasus. I'm trying to remember. It was a green one that was only a defense type, and it was part of the main three. And
Oh, you talking about Rock Leon?
yeah, that's what it was.
Hold on. So that's not OG Beyblade. That's part two.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So Beyblade started in '99. So you were watching the 2000s Beyblade.
Yes.
You were watching the 2010, like I think Metal Fight started in like 2008, 2009. So you were watching part two.
What? Wait.
There's a whole decade of Beyblade before that.
Wow, I didn't even know there were. What the fuck? I thought that one was the OG version. That
No, wait, but if you don't mind my asking this, how old are you?
I'm 24.
You're 24. Cool. So you're around my little. You're maybe a year older than my youngest brother. Um, I'm gonna tell you something, and I say this with love. The same way I tell him this sometimes. Y'all gotta Google y'all interests.
You're not the
Y'all
only
gotta
son.
Google. You've seen my comment section. About a third of it is people your age who just didn't Google it first.
Right.
So there's a decade of Beyblade that you're not privy to. Google your interests.
Damn.
You get a deeper appreciation when you Google getting them wikis,
Yeah.
getting them YouTube rabbit holes, getting them YouTube 45-minute to 2 hour video essays. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Play around in Tubi and Amazon Prime if you still have an Amazon Prime. I don't pay for my Amazon Prime because I don't rock with Amazon. But
That makes sense. Yeah, I
so
thought.
but like all the seasons are there and I ain't the one paying for it. I'm on somebody else's. I've been on somebody else's for 10 years. So
Hey, let's be careful because all these damn tech companies want to try and like, take away these damn password sharing. They're gonna try to take everyone's shit. I'm like, dude, let's
well,
not
I'm
do
on
that.
I'm on my mom's Amazon Prime from when I was a minor. So they can't. They
Like,
can't do that.
you're just like, I wish they would try, but they're gonna end up realizing real fast. Fuck no.
Like, I mean, no, because if they turn it off, I just won't get it back. I'm not gonna fight them over it. They either gonna use my card information because my card information has been in there for a long time, or they're just not gonna get any money, and that's gonna be their fault. But I have the green defense one. I have the green defense one you was talking about.
Oh, that's the oh shit.
Yeah, I got a couple of I have three Pegasus over here. I got one out of the box and I got two in box. I got
See, you with Beyblade is like how I am with fucking with how I am with fucking Transformers. Oh, that's the
yeah, I got yeah, I got Libra. Yeah, so what I'm getting from this conversation is that you missed all of Plastic Gen.
yeah.
Yeah, I got Earth Eagle and I got Sagittario.
Do they also have like the metal rings on them too? Like just like like the normal ones did?
Yeah, they you talking about the assist ring, the assist blades?
Yeah.
Um This Sagittario does. This Sagittario has an assist ring here at the bottom. Not all of them do. Like Pegasus does. Yeah, Pegasus has an assist ring. Not all of them do, but that one does. And that Rock Leone I showed you, that was the Beyblade X re-release of Rock Leone. So that's a newer release of an older one because Beyblade X works a little bit differently. But yeah, you watched Beyblade Part 2. We're in Gen 4 right now.
Yeah, and I haven't even see. I've kind of been out of the whole entire Beyblade since I want to say what maybe around 2011 when I was like fourth grade. I had stuff because it was me and my older brother's favorite thing to do. Like fucking my oldest brother Tyler, he we're only
Mhm.
5 years apart. And he was born in, again 95 and his ass was he was like, no, you gotta understand Beyblade is a fucking lifestyle. You can't just be in this just halfway in, halfway out. I'm like, dude, I enjoy metal rings clashing and seeing sparks fly. I love this show for the fact that I love the characters, and then when it came down to just seeing how these motherfuckers did not have guns, they ran fades with fucking tops, and it was kind of nice. And that's where I feel like for me, I didn't appreciate it for like the full story that was like behind everyone and seeing the development, how everyone was actually feeling towards certain shows. And so
Yeah,
then that's what I kind of just began telling myself was like, you know what? Some things that I like, just as a service level, some people love it. That's just way more than that. It's like I kind of have to like, let it be from I let people teach me things because my biggest thing with all my friends stuff like that is I didn't like being taught stuff for a while, and I would be like, oh, I'm the Mr. Know-it-all, and then after I hit like what was it, maybe 22 is when I finally brought myself back down to reality. I was like, dude, you don't know shit, and it's okay you don't know anything. Like we're just starting out life to realize, what's happening, just to put things into perspective for us.
yeah, yeah. You a bit too young to know stuff yet. I'm too young to know stuff yet. The only thing I've learned this year is that I'm low key kind of stupid. Is what I'm learning. I'm learning the hard way that I'm low key kind of dumb with it.
I wouldn't even say you're dumb because, brother, I'm to this. You've taught me a lot just by watching your channel. I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
dangerous. That's dangerous. That's not safe.
Because listen, like you've helped me look at the different perspective of like you even realize I really don't know anything. And when it comes down to looking at media, I don't know what it is I'm looking at sometimes. And yet I speak from a place of like being ignorant, but like wanting to receive more information. And I'm like, you know what? Like the biggest thing that when I had said before, when you touch on media literacy, against my generation. I really had to take a seat back because I was like, hold on. How many shows have I actually watched and only watched them just for service level and never for like the actual intricate of like, for instance, Attack on Titan, I love. But that show in of itself was literally about, pushing people to their actual breaking point and then trying to hide your hands and being like, well, I didn't do nothing about it. They're the wrong ones. But it's also like, no, if you look at even for the way how America treats fucking black people, literally pushes them to the brink and then tries to hide their hands about trying to say, hey, I didn't do anything for their community to act like this. These people are just savages. But it's also like, did you not just do, what was it, 600 years worth of keeping me in captivity? Then want to put another 60 years into then trying to tell me that I can't be in the same place you're at. And at the same time, when I want to build on my own, you then get mad at me for building on my own when you told me I should build on my own. That what the fuck are we on now? And it's the exact same way like with the Marlians pushing. It's literally just like Marlians pushing all other people parody away and telling them you can't be here. And they're like, fine, I will be on my own. I will live here, and I will never step foot on your country lands again. But don't attack me, and there will never be a single problem ever again. But secretly, then you're going to send, kids to do missions to then uproot an entire civilization of people to then try and say, if they attack us, we didn't do anything about it. It's all on them trying to put up propaganda, trying to say, hey guys, we are the good ones. Remember all the good we've done over the years and did all of these things for us, but yet demonize the very people in that same society to make them feel as if they're less than, so they have to put in more work and try to kill themselves, or if not, literally kill themselves on missions just to make you to even just accept them. It's like the whole Uncle Tom approach of how people even react today underneath this whole entire thing. Like I've met people now who have changed sides from who voted for like saying, "Oh no, people were parody, we're in the right for acting this way," but then turn around and then now support the actual Marlians in their own invasion.
Mm.
Sorry, that was a bit of a lot there.
No, that's real.
And now I'm still trying to work on this camera at the moment. I'm so sorry about this. I was trying to meet you face to face and all.
It happens. Tech act up sometimes. Sometimes the tech don't do what it's supposed to do. What's going on with it? Is it just not the
So
Zoom just not recognizing the camera?
yeah, no, it's not recognizing it. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to recognize the camera of itself, but then I'm also probably going to switch it from being on my computer and then try to switch it onto my phone so I can get make it a bit better.
Yeah, you might have to do it from the phone because the phone's gonna auto recognize the camera because it's a part of the main device. Does your laptop have an integrated camera, or are you trying to use a webcam?
I'm using a webcam. I'm on my desktop currently.
That's real. Does your desktop have an integrated camera or not?
Oh no, it doesn't.
That's real.
So it's like I had to go buy one and then I tried to get it set up last night and I was thinking like, okay, I had to let everything update and I had to re-update it this morning. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then now my camera just doesn't want to recognize itself.
That's real. Uh, hmm. Because I don't do this on Zoom a lot, but I have this problem when I stream. Sometimes my laptop, before it broke completely, just didn't recognize my camera. I would have to reboot the entire app, and then go into the settings because they had the camera recognize this code instead of as the camera's name. So I would have to delete the settings and then reset. I'd have to plug it back in. So I
Well,
wonder if that's something you're gonna have to do.
now you said that I'm going to try that again and see if that
Yeah,
is.
like see what's going on with your settings. See if the camera function, if your visual settings are just, oh, this is code. Because I had an integrated camera from the laptop itself, and then I had a webcam that had a specific name, and it wouldn't recognize either. So I'd be blank screen the entire time I was streaming. Sometimes it turned off midstream.
It's even more funny because it's like, dude, like, all these things are supposed to just work when they need to. And then I'm like, you know what, let's not be upset about it because things happen. And I'm a person where like when things don't work at the exact moment I need them to, I'll end up spazzing out over 'em. Like, man, what the hell's going on? But
Sweet.
it's all part of the whole entire learning system, learning curve. It's funny because this is my sixth episode of doing Just a Mike podcast. I did this for about a couple years where I would just talk to a mic, and I literally started it. What was it? When I got to my dad's like a few years ago, I had bought this shitty ass Yeti mic, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here. The moment I bought it, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to end up just going to talk a whole bunch of things about what comes to mind. And now that I have this, now I can just make my voice heard, just like how everyone
Mhm.
else would do when they buy a mic. But I was like, I at least want to have some type of stability or like some type of knowledge behind whatever I'm saying, just so it's not just rambles. And then, when people try to come back and correct you on what you said, and again, I like being corrected, but I don't like saying the wrong thing and then have things getting misconstrued there. Because
Mhm.
sometimes words can be taken out of context due to the fact that you didn't basically put the right foot forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm picking up where you're laying now.
hmm But also another thing that was question in my head for you that and it was also in a couple of your videos that over the time, if I could remember it. Dang, because I had it all written down. I gotta find it all over again. Um, Gundam, it has been a really big topic for you lately with people trying to tell you that you're wrong about, Gundam being part of like the whole entire talking about the Nazis and trying to say like, oh well, they're not really racist. It wasn't really about that. But
Yeah.
I really do personally like your take about trying to tell people, no, rewatch what you're talking about. Like that
Hmm.
whole redirection of like not even really trying to set them straight, but more so by trying to lean it back on the actual text that was there. I really do appreciate about you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm a big proponent of just watch it again. Just watch it again. Like it's okay to watch it again. People act like they can't watch it again, like they can't look at it again, like it's gonna hurt them if they need to go over stuff again. Like I can't tell you how many Dragon Ball Z debates I've gotten because I used to have this problem bad about Dragon Ball Z because Dragon Ball Z fans love Dragon Ball Z, but they haven't watched or read any of it ever. Their favorite franchise is a thing that they've never fully experienced. What I've learned is that it, I used to go into Hulu, right, when I had Hulu, and I would pull up the episodes of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z because I believe all of Dragon Ball is on Hulu, like
Hmm.
from the 80s forward. And I would pull up the episodes and I would go, no, this happened. And people would argue with me. People would just straight up argue with me. Like, there was a moment where Goku and Vegeta were getting into it, and Vegeta, this was at the World Tournament when Goku came back for a little bit during the Buu saga. Have you watched Dragon Ball?
Yes.
Okay, so you may know what I'm talking about. It's when Vegeta got
Mhm.
taken over by Babidi, and he had the M on his
Yep.
forehead, and he was blowing people up, and Goku was watching him power up and fighting him while going, "We can't fight anybody because it'll help Boo power up, and we don't want to power up Boo. We don't want to revive Boo." And then he watches Vegeta blow up a stadium of people, and instead of grabbing Vegeta, instant transmissioning him into Otherworld, and then leaving him there because Vegeta cannot teleport. Vegeta does not have viable teleportation
Right.
techniques. Like he did not go to Planet Yardrat. He did not learn instant transmission, at least at this point, because he learns it later during Super, during the Moral arc, or during one of yeah, it is during the Moral arc, right before we meet Super Ego Vegeta.
Yep.
He hadn't gone to Yardrat yet, so he had no idea how to use instant transmission, and I don't think Bobbity is capable of teleporting people from dimension to dimension. So Vegeta could have very easily been left on oh, there you are.
Yep. There we are. Now it's better.
There we go. But yeah, Vegeta could have easily been thrown on the King Kai's planet and left there. And it's not like Vegeta could have killed King Kai. King Kai was still dead.
Yeah.
King Kai had a halo, Bubbles had a halo, that little lightning bug character whose name escapes me right now has a halo. Like everybody's dead. And Bobbity, to my knowledge, cannot teleport people from dimension to dimension. So I'm watching them fight, and I'm like, why don't Goku just grab him and teleport him somewhere else like he did Cell? And everybody's like, he can't do that. And I'm like, yes, he can. That's how Cell killed him. And they're like, no, and I'm like, that's what happened. He took him to King Kai's planet. And he's like, he can't feel Ki from that far away. And then I pulled up the episode on YouTube where I'm like, okay, here's Vegeta and Goku talking, right? Here's Vegeta and Goku talking. Instant transmission's instant. You teleport. You grab his head, you teleport again.
Because he was able to tell. Because again, this was again when the Majin Vegeta arc started, that was already after Cell happened anyway. And when Goku learned instant transmission, was literally right before. I want to say that was when they were fighting on Namek when he learned instant transmission though during that time.
It was in between Namek and Goku coming back for the Cell Saga because we found out Goku learned instant transmission when he met Future Trunks for the first time when Trunks killed Frieza. So we hadn't
Oh
even met the
yeah.
androids yet. This was 3 years before the android showed up. This is when Trunks showed up, went Super Saiyan, and cut Frieza in half.
And then he only cut more than in half. That man
Well,
cut
more
that
than in
man.
half. He
Yeah, he
cut
cut
his
that man
halves in
into like
halves
little
and those
bacon
halves
bits.
in halves. Yeah.
Cause like that man there, he didn't slice that man up into many small pieces. Like that was mincemeat right there. That was nice
Yeah,
little
he
sausage.
julienned him. He julienned him real dirty.
Like yeah, no, because you even had that. You turn it into like Goku. Goku had a lot of stuff in his bag during that time, and I was surprised, like even then he didn't use it. Like the whole entire fight with Cell, technically, he didn't know Super Saiyan 3 yet at that time,
No, he didn't know
but
Super Saiyan 3.
Super Saiyan 2 was enough to where like Goku could have taken Cell out, I believe, when he learned Super Saiyan 2. Like instead of having Gohan fight him in the middle of that, like, oh, let my son come in. But I was part of the Goku hate train, trying to say he was a bad dad for this little movement he did. But I try to say, all right, Gohan, time for you to go ahead and time to fight him. I know you're strong enough. I was like, nigga, are you serious? Your son who says I don't like to fight, your son that says, this doesn't make me feel right. But then you're also like, I trust my son enough to be in this fight. I'm giving him the chance where if anything goes wrong, I know I can pretty much save him and be like, all right, cool, let's just get him on out of here. Like when Cell's gonna blow himself up, just says, cool, take me over to King Kai's planet to go blow so he can go ahead and blow himself up. Granted, I'll die, but at least I know, like in his head, it was like the factor of, hey, he's gonna end it all. He's gone, and now the world's saved. And then now the world can have the idea of Gohan saved the world instead of it being Goku, so he can take a little back seat. That's how I took that entire thing.
True. And I think what I think about, because I don't think Goku had Super Saiyan 2 quite yet. Like I'm positive. Like he had Super Saiyan grade 2, which isn't the same as Super Saiyan 2.
Uh, hmm.
They have the different grade. You know how Vegeta turns into Super Vegeta and he gets bulky?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's one of those grades where Goku can be in Super Saiyan without wasting any ki. So Goku didn't quite have Super Saiyan 2 yet because he didn't have the lightning surrounding his aura, which is the main tell for 2. Like I think Gohan was truly the first person to do 2. What irks me about Goku is that when Goku blew off Cell's head and torso with the warp Kamehameha,
Yeah.
he should have just shot him again. He should have shot him again. Like I don't believe in leaving people. Like when Cell was regrowing his body, they sat there and watched. I would have charged up another one and blew his head off again.
I mean, look, every time he grows back to say fuck it, we just gotta just eradicate because it's like if you know it worked the first time, all right, if you know that he's not invulnerable to just ki blast. He's able to be eviscerated with. So like I don't see why we wouldn't just do it again. Like top piece grew back, cool. Take out the bottom where he has no legs, and then take out the top piece again. Called it, or why didn't Vegeta just tap the fuck back in? You know, to go ahead
Well,
and
I mean,
help out.
I don't think Vegeta had it. I think Vegeta knew he didn't have it because Cell embarrassed him the last time they fought. Vegeta knew he didn't have it. Vegeta kicked Cell in the neck and Cell smiled at him. Like Vegeta knew he didn't have it. And Trunks was stronger than Vegeta, and Trunks didn't have it. So like nobody in Vegeta's bloodline had that fight. And they knew that. They knew that going in. They showed up as backup just in case Cell got tired enough. And then Goku gave Cell a sensu bean in order to prove a point, which is why I'm on the Goku hate train of why would you do that? Your son doesn't like fighting. I don't care if my son's stronger than me. He's 11 years old. He doesn't have to fight the supervillain. I have to fight the supervillain. The Red Ribbon Army has beef with me. He wasn't born yet. This is not my child's job.
Right.
This is just as an adult man now. I'm like, this ain't no kid's job that some dead doctor has beef with me and made robots about it. It's not my kid's responsibility. I don't care if he got superpowers or not. I'm not bringing my child over there.
I can see that. I was like, I've always looked at it from simple, like, you know what? He had enough care for his son to say, like, hey, you know what? He was deserving of it. Just be like, you know what? Yeah, I think he can take him out with the strength he has. Because if Goku couldn't do it, and you just like, you know what? At least giving him that little box because like at that time he Goku understood like his lineage, like the same people, they're all about fighting. They're warrior race at the end of the day, where they're like, you fight to get stronger, and then you're able to then now hold your own, and you're able to forever, like it's like muscle memory, I want to say it is,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like just the fact of like they just continuously keep getting stronger due to their strongest opponent. So maybe he was maybe looking at like, if this is our strongest opponent at this age, then maybe he can then double that when he gets older. So then every foe after Cell won't be an issue anymore.
Yeah.
Just in case like Goku's like, I gotta die at some point, and the world has to be someone else's favor to be saved by, and I can't do this forever. which then that kind of touches on when we get after the Boo arc, and we get to meet Oob, and when he's just like, cool, I'm gonna train Oob now to make him the whole entire the strongest warrior, or they're like a tier below, honestly, I would say.
Yeah, no, and again, it's just one of those. As a father, I me, I don't care how much I like fighting. My kid said he don't like fighting. You have to be the savior of the race. Why? Because I am. What kind of shit? Like my kid don't have to be a dishwasher because I was one.
True.
And I'm already fundamentally different from my father. My father's job was to colonize planets, wipe out the inhabitants, and then sell them to somebody else because Frieza told him to. I'm not doing that because my dad did.
Right, and then now
Like
you're
you're
over here.
already different from your dad. Grandpa Gohan wasn't the savior of the world like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wait, wasn't Grandpa Gohan? He was a martial arts master, though, wasn't he?
he's a martial artist master, but he wasn't going around defending the world from aliens and like beating the shit out of King Piccolo and it. Like Master Mutaito did that with the Mafuba.
He right. He right. That
Yeah,
you know
like
what?
like nobody who told like you found a job. That don't mean I have to work there. I don't give a fuck. My dad worked for Amtrak. You don't never see me working on no damn train. I don't want that job. No tea, no shade. Somebody has to make the trains go back and forth. I don't want to.
Right. It's funny because me and my dad are also semi different too. Because like my dad, he's like, oh, like he wants me to be a truck driver, and even though that he does like a bunch of labor work, I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, that doesn't interest me. I like to work with my hands. I like to do a bunch of stupid shit. Like I'm going to be outside. I'm gonna go try to build something and come back later on. My dad, he's like, well, why? He's like, why do you like things? Like, why do you like to do things? You don't have to do them. I'm like, do you know how much fun you get to have by breaking something down and then you get to rewatch it just be put back together? Like I used to be a plumber. Like just watching people just take the old pipes out of homes and looking at how to like grade like how old a home is by the old system inside of it is just crazy to me. And I'm like, that there's enjoyment because I also get to figure out a way how to redo someone's house in a way of things that they don't get to see, but I know the inner workings of. And like my dad, to him, he finds it boring as hell. He's like, I don't see how you can do that for hours on end and just find that enjoyment. I'm like, it's enjoying because I get to do it. It's not for you to understand, but just accept me for me.
Yeah. Yeah, like Goku's biggest issue is that he thinks his son is him. He thinks his son is him. He's like, I like fighting, so Gohan should fight. And it's like, have you listened to a word that man has said? That's why I'm mad at what they did with Piccolo when Piccolo was trying to get Gohan to start taking world protection seriously during that whole superhero movie. Because Piccolo's like, Gohan, why aren't you fighting? I'm like, Piccolo, you were Gohan's biggest advocate for him not having to fucking do that. Now you're the main one mad talking about Gohan, your potential's wasted. Why aren't you fighting? I'm like, Piccolo, you were the one that said he didn't want to. Do you
But
like that's why I can't stand Akira Toriyama. Akira Toriyama will forget what the fuck he said and then do goofy shit. That and he's always drawing a 14-year-old girl with no clothes on. Like that nigga stayed with a naked child.
see, you
That
know
nigga
what?
stayed with a naked kid.
And it's not just him, because even the creators of Don to Don, see, my thing is this. I'm not a Don to Don fan. I like it because the story of it is fucking amazing. I just feel weird about watching it because it's just kids in very weird situations. I'm like, I can't really watch this. I don't want
Yeah,
to
no, I
watch a
watched the
teenage
first
boy in
season
his
and then I never
underwear.
watched another episode. I never watched another episode after that first season. Sorry to cut you off. Please continue your point.
Oh no, you're all good, and I understood that because I watched your video on that too. You're like, this is just weird, and I'm like, and it's completely understandable, because like
Yeah.
I watch it, like I try to binge watch it, but sometimes I'm like, I got to turn this off for a second because it doesn't feel the same as it did when I was a kid watching it. Because like as a kid, you see this, you're like, oh, that's dope, whatever. It's funny, it's just humor. But I'm 24 now, you know, and watching things about kids that are like 16 in weird situations, it's like I can just cut this off. I'll watch something else. I'll watch Suits just to go ahead and appease my soul for a little bit.
You know, I need to watch. I like adult coochie versus I like grown up coochie. So like that 27 and up coochie,
Hey,
that frontal cortex finish, and you might have more money than me, coochie.
hey, Listen, the ones that listen, like, I can cook you a meal, and at the same time, like, hey, tell me about your day. Yeah, I'll take that any day of the
You
week.
ain't
Let
even
me
gotta
sit
cook.
down
You
with a
ain't
cup of
gotta
coffee.
cook me nothing. I know how to cook. I can cook. That's fine. Just you got light bill money, coochie.
Hey,
You just need me to isolate my hips for 35 minutes, and you'll pay my rent for 2 months.
hey, golden standard. Okay, I'm laying that nail. I'm a full on. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier of the union. I'm reporting for duty, man. Like what are we on?
Right? You need me to water dragon jutsu up in the coochie. All right.
Fuck that. I'm gonna go ahead and reap a death seal. All right. I'm gonna make sure it's mine forever. I'm not giving up.
Yeah, but you die.
It's worth it though. Look, I gotta die a happy man.
It is not worth dying in the coochie if you're getting the coochie to pay your bills. You could just die.
Yeah,
There's an aftermath. There's a
Hey, look, I get to have it for eternity while I'm dead. Okay, that I'm all right.
No,
Oh,
I don't think that's how that works.
listen, look, you know what?
Just because they go with you doesn't mean they gonna keep fucking you. Like if somebody reproductive sealed me mid sex and our souls are bound together somewhere, I'm not fucking you. I'm not doing it.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
gonna be
look,
mad as fuck.
yeah, think of it. But now we're just eternally soul bonded together. You can't let that go now. Like, where do you think you're gonna go
No, no,
now?
that's that. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. You created a power dynamic where I can't consent because I'm stuck in the spirit world with you. That's just assault. That's just that's just coercion. That's just sexually violent. I'm not doing that.
See, when you say that, you know what? I can see where the mental have messed up with that one being the target. That I can see that there. That we gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, like I'm not doing that. I'm not getting put up in no reproductive seal by no good shit. Talking about some you're with me for eternity. No, the hell I'm not. I consented to what you were doing right now. I could revoke consent if you lick me at an angle I don't like. You could be playing in my gooch, and if you lick me at an angle I don't fuck with, I could be like, actually, let's stop,
yeah,
and that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
enough. You want to trap me forever? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And vice versa for anybody I'm with.
It just feel like this, and you can just easily just be like, you know what, this is a good time, but I believe we should be so bonded together. I believe what it's just like what is it? Just like playing pot of greed. It's just draw two cards, pot of greed. Just to keep going.
Nah, no, no, no,
But
no. You can't have that one. No. If someone is trapped because you're fucking them, you're not having sex anymore.
no, it's not. That you're right. That
It's
is
not
very much.
sex anymore. It's just evil.
It's
There's a
like
whole type of law and order for shit like that.
the worst part about it, the way how that sounded. Now when I hear it out loud, that's basic. I literally just heard what was it? The fucking Law and Order. I just heard the damn Law and Order theme song start playing. Just do 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 do. Like I'm just like, yeah, that is when they put you in the case and never see the light of day again.
Yeah, that's the case. Like
That.
people need to stop engaging in case catching behavior. Like they need to. Have
Yeah.
we started recording yet?
Oh yeah, no, it's all recording.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm like, are we just riffing? Are we just
Oh,
go?
hey, look, one, I enjoy it because, like I said, I've always wanted to talk to you personally because, like, again, it's effective going, like, seeing your videos through a screen personally. It's like, it's dope. But I was like, I actually want to talk to him because it's like, one, there's so many things we have in common where, like, I'm like, dude, just like as a person from like what you post. And like, I want to try to get in content creation myself. Like, I never knew exactly how to go about it. I just post a bunch of shit just randomly, just whatever I'm doing. That I just want to just be shown out there, you know. But then seeing someone like you go ahead and scripting out a video, recording it, and then uploading an entire skit, and knowing that like that takes hours to do, and seeing the dedication you've done for it again, it's been what I've at least been watching you since I want to say 2020. So that's at least 5 years I've been watching just your videos, just let alone and then seeing that your account being taken down from TikTok, going from Instagram, going from making like three different Instagram accounts, and then you've made like I want to say maybe six different TikToks going back and forth. I'm like, the grind don't stop for shit. Like this man, the whole time big platforms will try to say, nah, fuck it, or just the weird people in your comments want to try to say, oh no, we gotta get him out of here. And you're still like, you can't mute me. You can't take me out. I was like, this man is not revolutionary, but it's on that level of like determination where it's not to be fucked with. Like I look at it like it's almost like Kampachi almost. Like if I could put it in like to make it make sense, it's almost like when Kampachi was fighting Imagination, and he just said, Imagination's like, I'll get stronger than you, but he dies because Kampachi's strength is just that, just more superior. Like you just can't. You're like you can't take me out no matter how hard you try. And I just want to say personally, I love it and just keep on going. That's why I
Thank
always
you.
put the most positivity in it as much as possible. I remember when you posted the video we were talking about your past and stuff like that, and I'm telling, I was in your comments like, y'all don't understand. He's trying. There's a different side of things where people who've been through that background who don't even try and who keep going and making the same mistakes over. You haven't. You've been like, bro, I'm on the straight and narrow. I'm making everything possible. Let me breathe and let me be. I'm like, let that man be, y'all. He's built his own village and he's trying to live his life being in peace. That man is now a farmer in his own world. Let that man play Minecraft. You know what I mean? I just really want to tell you, I'm so appreciative of seeing you going on. And I would love to support you. And the thing is, what makes me sad is I haven't had money to support your Patreon or just to donate to you on Cash App. And I was like, you know what? I was like, at least one way I'm gonna find some way to make it, possible for a creator who I actually do fuck with it, make it worth something, you know. But like, if it's just talking, if it's just like, trying to find a way to, you know, put myself out there just for them to understand, like, yo, I'm advocating for all that. That's the type of shit that I want to go for. Because like I love the positivity that you put out there, and just education is like your number one thing, and it's not even about like trying to make it seem like you're smarter than everybody. You're just trying to tell people like, no, I just read the content. I read what you all are talking about, and what y'all say is dumb. And another thing I've actually agreed with is I don't like the small little 2-minute shorts people post talking about, oh well, this will happen in Naruto this episode in this season, or this
Hmm.
will happen in fucking One Piece. And when he had to fight Kaido, he grew out to be stronger. This and that. It's like, why not just watch it? Why not? If you want to, you don't even got to watch it on the big platforms. If you still pirate the content and still watch it, so you know what's going on. If you enjoy it that much, rather than going on the back and trying to find a creator that you like to listen to and listen to their version of what happened, and now you run off with that, which is my generation. We kind of messed up with it. We grew up with Team Four Star and Dragon Ball Z Abridged, so the Goku hate train for us trying to say he was a bad dad came from literally Team Four Star. Their whole version of Goku being like being a dumbass the entire time, not knowing what to do. But if you watch the actual show, he's not a dumbass. He's pretty fucking intelligent. You know, it's just he just likes to be like, I'm just doing it for the love of the fade. At the end of the day, he's like, I like to fight. I want to see how strong they are. I want to see if my strength is in good comparison to them. And if it's not, say less. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go get stronger real quick. Don't stop doing what you're doing though. Like he's like, I want you to stop it, but I know you're not going to. So I got beat. I'm gonna go train, come back, whoop that ass. It has kind of
Mm.
been like that every time in Dragon Ball, and that's kind of why the only one that was different for me was GT. And I love GT personally. GT is my favorite Dragon Ball series. I don't know about you on that one.
I have mixed feelings about GT. I have mixed feelings about all of Dragon Ball. I have mixed feelings about all of Dragon Ball as a franchise. The fights were cool. The stories were bad. Some of the stories were really bad. Some of the stories were really good. Um, but Dragon Ball Z as a whole, I think. How do I explain this? So about GT specifically, just upon rewatching it as an adult, not for me. It's not for me. Uh, I think Z did a nice job of wrapping everything up, like especially the end of the Boo saga, and I was done.
Hmm.
GT brings up just silliness that I don't enjoy. Um, Goku was constantly being depowered. Um, versus the constant escalation of power that happens in Super, which is equally annoying. There's just no balance. They kind of like you made them gods. We're done. We're done. Like
Yeah.
we were at planetary explosions when Master Roshi blew up the moon at the World Tournament. Like we've been the scope is beyond anything that we can fathom, and the longer it goes on, the more I get annoyed. And I used to really like GT because Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite Super Saiyan transformation. It's the only Super Saiyan transformation that looks Saiyan. You took the monkey people and you made them more monkey instead of making them Aryan, and I find that infinitely more interesting than like making a person with darker hair and giving them blonde hair and like teal eyes like that like I don't want the Aryan wet dream transformation. I want the monkey man to become more monkey. I want Sun
Yep.
Wukong to really be Sun Wukong, and I miss that. So I like uh Super Saiyan 4, but so much about GT just irritated me.
Mm.
So much about GT irritated the hell out of me.
And it's crazy because a lot of people have that same feeling about it, and but I like GT for the fact that we dove deeper into like the same background. Like Baby to me was a dope villain because if there's one question that I've always had was like where were the planets that the Saiyans conquered for Frieza? And I wonder why like no one in those worlds didn't have like a revolt like to go against them like after they left. And I believe Baby was like the proper answer to give us to that question.
I like parts of that. So I feel like GT had an interesting opportunity to explore um Vegeta's Saiyan pride, right? Because Vegeta was deeply proud of being a Saiyan, but what Vegeta was proud of most about being a Saiyan, power, conquest, etc., are why so many people galactically hated the Saiyans for so long
Yep.
and the grander Frieza Force. So Vegeta had an opportunity to grapple with the sins of his past instead of just, for lack of a better term, fucking his way into being a better person by just having children with a woman who he had earlier in the show tried to kill. Right? Vegeta got beat up and was like, okay, I guess I'm less evil. Okay, I'm not evil. Okay, I'm evil again. Okay, no, I'm not. I blew myself up. I love my son secretly. Okay. Okay, I get like like Vegeta. We spent so much time away from him that when Baby took him over, there was an irony to a Tuffle or a Tuffle experiment taking over the body of the prince of the people who destroyed the Tuffle planet and the Tuffle way of life. But we didn't get to grapple with that irony because it meant so little because we never explored Vegeta's feelings about it. Not in any meaningful way. Like having multiple Saiyans be taken over by the last remnant of one of the people that they wiped off of the face of the earth or off of the face of the universe
Galaxy.
that should have meant something. And it just didn't. It was just another big monster for Goku to ultimately beat up.
Mm-mm.
Like Baby Vegeta was the thing that Goku had to conquer because Goku was the one that was different. And it's like, no, Vegeta should have had to kill Baby.
So you feel like
Vegeta should have had to reconcile with the pain that his race caused. Vegeta should have had to apologize. Vegeta, after raising Bra and raising Trunks, should have had to grapple with who he became as a person. Especially because we had seen in GT that like raising his children and being in his family had softened him in ways, and how redemptive love can really turn a person's life around if they are actually committed to atoning for what they've done. Like Vegeta had an opportunity to atone for what he did with the Baby Saga, and he didn't. Goku beat him up.
damn. Yeah, I
GT
could.
is a story full of potential. GT is a story that threatens us with consequences that we never have to deal with. You made too many wishes with the Dragon Balls. Okay, we'll just get them back, but bigger. Oh, the Tuffles are mad because you wiped them off. Okay, we'll just blow them up again. We'll just kill Baby again. I would have loved for a version of this where Vegeta beat Baby, and then walked away because Vegeta isn't on his "I kill all my enemies" stuff anymore, like he was with the freeze with the Ginyu Force.
Right. Which
With
that
it,
didn't really mean shit though. Like, I see your point now. That was a little bit was kind of lackluster.
mhm.
Now we put that because like with the game force being like, oh, I'm not gonna kill them, but it's also like if he would have carried that, if he would have actually had a bit more weight to like killing things, would it could have actually supplied more to his character.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the moment where Vegeta did kill the Ginyu Force meant something because it showed us the fundamental difference between Goku and Vegeta at the time, which is Goku incapacitated and beat the shit out of them and was willing to let them go. And Vegeta, like he did with Nappa, killed who was in his way and killed who he deemed as useless. And Vegeta wasn't even strong enough to beat them. Goku came in and beat the shit out of the Ginyu Force. Vegeta was able to decapitate Guldo because Guldo was distracted. And then Raccoon ran through the rest of them. And then Berter and Jaice couldn't take Goku, and neither could Raccoon. And then Vegeta killed everybody when they were knocked out. Right? And that showed us that like Vegeta is willing to kill to get ahead. He's willing to connive, he's willing to cheat, he's willing to scheme. And honestly, that's why Vegeta in Namek specifically was my favorite character, because there was depth to his character instead of just, oh, my pride and I'm angry. He
100%.
lost so much when he became a good guy because we never saw him really reconcile with what it meant for him to fundamentally change who he was as a person. And we're starting to see that in Super. We started to see that during the Moro arc and the Granola arc. We started seeing all of that. But like GT had the perfect opportunity to reconcile with that when Baby happened. Because again, Baby is a Tuffle experiment that happened because the Saiyans wiped out the Tuffles. That
Hmm.
could have been something that Vegeta had to deal with. Vegeta had to be like, you know what? This thing is here and it's threatening my son and it's taking over my wife and it's destroying the planet I live on and it's killing my family. And I am now living with in real time the sort of destruction that I was causing on a planetary scale. Yet again, because this happened when Boo killed my family, when Boo killed my wife and my son and
And
blew everybody up
he was
on Earth.
powerless.
And now I have to deal with that again, and I'm watching it happen slowly over time. Instead of just one big flash in the pan, I'm watching my family be taken over, and I'm watching the city I live in be destroyed. I'm watching my father-in-law. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching
Hmm.
Goku's granddaughter. I'm seeing the last of the Saiyans be wiped out or taken over by some regime that I can't control. This is what I've made other people feel. I need to stop this monster, but I also owe this monster an apology. This is my fault. I'm the prince of the sands. Everything that's left of the sands is technically under my jurisdiction. I owe this monster an apology because this is a monster that my people created. Nothing. Baby took over Vegeta's body, then got out of Vegeta's body, and then Goku killed it. It meant nothing.
Damn. And it's
It,
crazy because like the same way how you just explained it is the same way like how again I felt that way I feel like a lot of that was like interpreted like just in the means of it being played out, and it's and that's probably like me doing like a lot of reaching with it, like with rewatching GT because like I own the whole entire thing on disc and I
mhm.
rewatch it because it's one of my guilty pleasures I like to watch just like on my own time, and it's just like I you know what when cause that wasn't actually shown on screen. That's something like you just have to infer just off of just seeing things. Because like I said, like the Tuffles being like the very first planet that the reason why that planet Vegeta even existed was because it was the Tuffle planet,
Right,
and it was just like. And then when you think about it, you're like, damn, I can understand someone's being so fucking upset because how dare you take away my planet and my people, and yet we are never to be thought of. And when I say I'm a Tuffle, people look at me like the fuck is that? So
right.
and then now you're pretty much looking at everything. So it's fuck me. So I didn't mean anything, but yet it's just the fact that the Saiyans took shit over, just said fuck it because they were basically being told to take shit over by another person who just simply just walked through and just said, "Cool, you don't do what I like, I'm going to kill you. Follow through what I say or die." And a
Yeah,
lot of the Saiyans were just like, well, I guess we just gotta follow suit because again, Captain Cold was already telling motherfuckers, like, I'm already in charge. My
yeah.
my
Captain
damn
Cold was
knuckleheaded
already in
son gonna
charge
do
of.
it.
Yeah, Captain Cold already ran it. And what I find interesting, because I think about, you know, the baby saga and parts of GT are conversations about inheritance, right?
Hmm.
A lot of Dragon Ball Z is about inheritance, but the inheritance tends to mean less and less and less over time because of the ways in which these stories are written, or the ways in which these stories are like introduced versus how they're finished, right? Vegeta inherited generational beef from the Tuffle because Vegeta wasn't alive when the Tuffle planet got taken over.
Right.
But Vegeta was the last member of the. But Vegeta was the member of the royal line. He calls himself prince because he was never officially coronated as king. His father was just killed. Frieza just killed his dad. That's what happened. So he never calls himself king because he's like, I never got recognized as king officially. There was no coronation. There was no ceremony. My dad got uppercutted to death by Frieza. Like Frieza gave that man chin action and it rattled his brain too hard. He died. That's what happened. That's how my dad died.
It's kind of
Frieza
fucking
gave my dad the old 1-2, and now he's bones.
bro. Lily just went ahead to say, "Hey, take a Popeye's biscuit, no bib. Have a good day."
Right. He gave that man a Shoryuken. He gave that man the permanent Shoryuken. Um, and that, so Vegeta has inherited responsibility and generational beef, and he runs around calling himself a prince, but he never had to deal with what that meant because prince of who? Leadership of what? He has all this Saiyan pride, and he's the ruler of this dead planet and of these dead people who he never really cared about to begin with, because there were only a couple of Saiyans left, and he killed one of the last ones himself. Right? Vegeta has never had to, and again, they're getting into this in Super, and they were getting into this in Super with the moral arc. Vegeta seldom has to reconcile with the fact that he's so proud of being a Saiyan, and he's personally responsible for the death of one of the last ones directly. And then when the Tuffles come, when Baby comes and goes, "You Saiyans destroyed everything," Vegeta has to inherit that beef, and then he does nothing with it because it doesn't fucking matter. These things are just excuses to make cool fights happen.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's probably why I stopped watching Dragon Ball, like
Yeah,
as
like
like a
it's hard
whole.
to think about when you think about, because the introductions are always deep. The finishes seldom are. The deepest finishes we had were Goku beating Frieza,
Hmm.
Goku uh beating Vegeta, um or Earth beating Vegeta and showing Vegeta like, hey, this planet isn't just like something that you can conquer. These aren't just people that you can kill. You can't just play with people like that because they're highborn or whatever. The eugenics actually don't work here.
Yeah, like you
Eugenics
actually have
don't
to
mean
be
shit if
about.
I could do more. Like eugenics don't mean shit if I could do more push-ups than you.
Hmm.
It don't fucking mean nothing. And then like Cell being blown up and Gohan like finally taking over as the protector of the Earth, even if that's a thing that he fundamentally doesn't want, which we don't get to reconcile with towards the end of the Buu saga because Goku comes back.
Yep.
And the story was supposed to be written about inheritance. Like Goten inherited Super Saiyan at a really young age. So now Goten is saddled with a power that he doesn't fully understand, that he can't control, or that he's getting control over, but that he doesn't fully understand the gravity of because he grew up without his father, and his father was the first Super Saiyan of their time. He just got it because his dad had it like that.
Because it was just in this damn sperm cell, and so he just decided,
Right,
that, all right, cool, here we are.
right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think around the time Goten was conceived, Goku was still in his doing his Super Saiyan training.
Yeah,
Meaning Goku was in Super Saiyan the entire time, which is probably how Goten ended up like that. That's headcanon. Nobody, there's nothing in the canon, but that's likely what happened.
right.
That's likely what happened.
Because there was a
So
time when that
we,
man was just walking around in Super Saiyan, wasn't it? Like it was just no one's business. Like it was just like, yeah, this is just every day now.
yeah, it's just like this is how my hair looks now. Yeah, like I dye my hair. I put the color contacts in. I'm not emo no more.
Hey,
Like
Tim.
it's like that's what Goku and Gohan did. But like to think about that, to think about how this show puts this weight on inheritance just for it to mean nothing because Goku's going to handle your lightweight anyway. You can't have a story about what people take on from their families and take on from their parents if the beef means nothing. Like I think about this when I think about Super and Zamasu.
Yep, Goku Black.
Not Goten. Trunks had that huge moment with the Spirit Sword where he cut Fuse Zamasu in half, and then Zamasu went interdimensional, and then Goku hit the teleport button, and then Zeno decided to destroy their planet, destroy that entire timeline, and now
Hmm.
Future Trunks lives in the other timeline, and
And then,
with Future Mai that regrew up as an adult again, and that bothers me because I'm like, Trunks' entire arc was about him not running back and forth to time travel because he can't handle fights himself. He
Yep.
was supposed to learn the lesson of I need to be able to fight for my own timeline instead of teleporting from place to place and going, okay, we're saved. I can get Goku and my dad to do it. Because
Just
at this
because
point,
you're
Trunks
trying.
is an adult. This is the Trunks that killed both of his androids, killed his version of Cell, beat his Deborah, kept his Majin Buu from happening, right? Like all of these things. It should matter, right? And now this is a Trunks that's aware of King Kai. This Trunks should contact King Kai. This King Kai should contact Trunks because King Kai can talk to whoever the hell with his antenna.
Hmm.
There's so much that should be happening, and instead of Trunks is just like, you know what? No, I need my dad and Goku to do it. And then what happens? Goku ends up handling it with a gag button because Akira Toriyama thought it would be funny. Because Akira Toriyama's sense of humor is I'm gonna fuck with my audience, and for people who are locked in like that, that's fine. But for me, who's not locked in like that and actually kind of gives a fuck about the narrative that he took me on, I don't like being pranked out of a story I enjoy.
Yeah, because that whole Goku Black story could have been something. That could have been like on the tier list of like one of like the best stories hands down. If Trunks actually after when he sent Goku and Vegeta back when they were hurt the first time when they went Super Saiyan Blue against Goku Black and Zamasu, and when they were like, look, we got to go back, we're gonna lose this fight. What Trunks should have done then was go back in time, go in the hyperbolic time chamber, and try and train because he now has the unlocked form. He could unlock Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God off of contact with Vegeta and Goku. Then again, I think what there was time when they trained for a little bit, and then Vegeta with Super Saiyan Blue against him just for him to feel the contact of it. So like, don't they? Isn't that like saying DNA is like if you get hit by an attack that's stronger than you and you're near death afterwards and you get the Zenkai boost of where now you power up to that person's power level. If I remember, that's how it's stacked, right?
Yeah, it stacks. I think that's how it stacks. See, I'm not a big power scaling person, so I don't pay attention to Zenkai boosts. I know they exist. I
Hmm.
know what they are functionally. I don't know how they stack.
Yeah.
If you become relative to the person that almost destroyed you, then yeah.
Yeah, because it was like I was like at least with that being the case, he should have at least tried to unlock that, which is why even when Akira Toriyama when he tried to write the Trunks rage form that he tried to do, try to say, oh, he's relative to this power. I'm like, that's not it though, because we had identifiers to these entire power ups. Like again, Super Saiyan 1 was just blonde hair. Super Saiyan 2, you had lightning plus blonde hair. Super Saiyan 3 was your hair is now extremely long, touching your fucking back for some reason. Don't know why your hair is
No
growing outwardly.
eyebrows.
Just caveman the fuck up. But now we get to in the Super Saiyan 4, which again, the reason I didn't like Super is because Super Saiyan 4 wasn't in it, but we go to Super Saiyan God, where I'm also like, I believe should have been Super Saiyan 4, personally. That would have made so much more sense to make it in that type of power range. But that's just me going through my own downward spiral or going through my own little
I
head
mean, we
head
have Super
whirlwind.
Saiyan 4 in the universe now. Apparently, Diamond is canon.
That's a different irritation
You
piece.
know, like that Diamond's canon now, so we have Super Saiyan 4 now. But it's one of those things where I look at Trunks' progress and I'm like, this is a story about Trunks learning to take responsibility for his own world and if he's going to be a defender of it since he inherited that from Gohan. Again, another thing that he inherited. He
Yep.
inherited that duty from Gohan, and he's trying to put that responsibility on Goku and Vegeta because he's not strong enough.
But it's
Especially
like,
because now he's aware that like going back in time does not fix his timeline because his timeline's on a different trajectory than the other timeline. There are splits. It's not one single timeline. It's not a closed loop.
I mean, not
Because if
anymore
Trunks had
after.
always gone back in time, then the stuff never would have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Cause like that all got messed up during the first cell, during like, was the Android arc when he first came back in time, which fucked up now. It could have been a continuous loop, but then ever since you went back in time the first time, now you have a whole nother tangent
yeah, we
that's.
got we got string theory. Yeah. Yeah, everything's all over the place. We got branching timelines, and Trunks understands that like his branch don't get better because he go back in time. He just needs to be stronger.
And like which should have been which really should have been more of a thing, which and I don't know why. even like because now Vegeta and Goku now know this that time travel is going to be a thing in the future. I don't know why they wouldn't try to take it upon themselves to then try and train again Trunks and Goten a little bit more to then say, hey, you guys are actually going to need this because your future's fucked, dude. Like,
Yeah, or your
hey,
future could be fucked. But I think they think they. I mean, they're operating under the assumption that they handled it. Cell is gone. The Red Ribbon Army is gone for all intents and purposes until superhero comes back, and that takes decades. Like that takes Gohan. Like the Red Ribbon Army Cell game shenanigans started when Gohan was like 7 or 8 years old.
mm-hmm,
Superhero didn't pop off until Gohan was almost in his 30s and had a 5-year-old daughter.
yeah,
So, they've been operating under the assumption that like enough time has passed that this isn't an issue anymore. They have no pretense for the Red Ribbon Army coming back. They thought it was finished. They truly thought it was finished. So I don't blame them for not being prepared for a timeline that they had no understanding of. And like Trunks told them about Zamasu, and that prevented that from happening because of how Beerus handled that with the Hakai. But
yeah.
I need Dragon Ball to finish a story it started instead of going, well, Goku will do it. Dragon Ball refuses to finish a story it starts.
Like you have a very strong character that's weak at the moment, but then you're on the edge of your seat, like I'm gonna wait. I can't wait to get this power up where they can actually beat said character. But then it turns into said character didn't get stronger. They're still where they were at before. Still gets their ass whooped, and now Goku Vegeta saved the day. Either they're going to fuse together or they fight, side by side to go ahead and end off the big bad. Which again, they get a new transformation. Sparkly colors hit, and then now day finishes. It's tiring. It's a rinse and repeat method. I would love it if we can focus on, like, when Piccolo got the golden form, I was ecstatic for it because I was like, it's about time we now gave another character an actual storyline that now kind of feels more
Yeah,
complete because, yeah, he did fuse with Kami. Yes, he did fuse with fucking Nail. He fused with all these people to make himself better, in which Kami and Piccolo were two separate halves of each other, and then which I like, which made GT feel so much better because the reason why Kami and fucking Piccolo split, you have the Black Star Dragon Balls as opposed to the regular Dragon Balls because you have two of them that are supposed to be equal footing of each other, but one is just evil while the other one's good. So one Dragon Ball just has the pretense of they just scatter across the universe, gotta go find them. Other one is, now, if you use Piccolo's version of the Dragon Balls, which are the Black Stars, hey, your world destroys in the next 2 years or the next year, I think it was. Congratulations, go fuck yourself and go now, go have fun to travel around the entire universe to go bring them back. You have a year to complete this mission. What the fuck? That was nice to me. And then now you finally go to fucking Super. Now you get Golden. Now you get Orange Piccolo, which is him begin to realize Shenron, Kami are all basically one whole unit, as opposed to being separate entities of each other. And that made it so well. But then I'm also looking at it like, but what was the purpose of him really being Orange Piccolo that we really needed this entire thing to happen? Because Mega Cell was just basically Cell Part 2, just bigger.
right,
So it, it,
right.
it didn't it didn't feel it didn't have that first impact like it did the first time when Gohan went Super Saiyan. And then now we get Gohan Beast, which feels more of a gimme transformation. I wish we had an actual villain that was built up, who had a story behind him, that then made Beast Gohan make sense, where he had to become more of a Saiyan or more primal in order for him to take down this bad, because the bad was more primal than he was, let's say. Or the villain was more monstrous in the fact that they didn't care for life at all and was willing to go about it. And then now you have Gohan, who's like, shit, I don't know what else to do. So then why not use Vegeta as the backbone character to then, who's always very stern, who's been very much, who doesn't sugarcoat anything to him, who's willing to tell him like, no, you need to go train. I'm going to teach you something where you can fucking be better than you are now. Where you're not going to be this pacifist, because this pacifism shit no longer works. We're at a situation now where you have to stop being that. You have to let that go and be like how Trunks was when he was trying to do the imagination training. When we had it back in Super, when fucking Trunks had that bloody nose when he was in the damn pond, and because he was trying
Yeah,
to imagine himself fighting Goku Black, and he was losing in so many different ways. Why didn't we do that with Gohan in this situation? If
Right.
this way we want to do with it, that would have made sense. We could have put things in play to make that. But instead, what we got, the rinse and repeat method. Gohan hasn't trained for a while, but Gohan, we still say he's the strongest Saiyan because of the way how the lineage works, and now just wakes up, boom, new transformation, no training involved. Okay, I'm over this. I'm over this transformations now.
You know what? I think about Beast Gohan, and I think about the ways in which Dragon Ball, and maybe this is just a Dragon Ball interview. Like maybe that's what the interview is today.
Oh no, it
Yeah,
turned
and
into
I'm
it.
okay with that. But I think about Beast Gohan, and it's like Gohan's a beast, and it's like why? He's more primal. And I'm like, well, his hair's bigger, but it's just Super Saiyan 2 all over again. It is the same. It's so derivative, and I have issues with Dragon Ball just being derivative. Like even Baby and the Tuffles. That's just like the doctor that made Baby was just Doctor Gero. It's just that again, but they beef with a different Saiyan.
Hmm.
And they could have done so much more with that other than make a different Doctor Gero. But
Yeah, then they
that's
made
what they did.
yeah.
They do this thing where they don't have good ideas, so they remix their old ones, like Super 17. I'm tired. What the fuck was that? Like I'm so tired. Like I'm. What did he want? What did he want and why? Like I'm tired. I've watched that saga 3 times. I still don't know what the fuck Super 17 wanted. Like I'm bored. I'm bored. Like come up with a new idea. Moro wants to be immortal and take over shit because reasons. Granola has beef with the Saiyans because the Saiyans destroyed his planet, which is what Baby was doing. That's an actual more interesting way of doing that. Like I'm tired. I'm so tired or
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z doing this, or Dragon Ball in general doing this rhyming bullshit where everything matches another thing that happened already. And then Beast Gohan, he wasn't a beast. Give him his fucking tail back.
Yep. There we go. At least
Give him his
someone had to
fucking
say
tail back.
it. But
Give him his fucking tail back. That could have been Super Saiyan 4. If Gohan is the one that figured out Super Saiyan 4, because he was the one that figured out Super Saiyan 2, that would have been fun. Especially since Super Saiyan 3 is a useless transformation and it eats away too much ki.
you waste key and stamina.
It wastes ki and stamina. So Super Saiyan 4 being more refined and being predicated on the fact that having your tail gives you more ki access and makes you more in tune with the grade 8 form, that's interesting. But Vegeta made, or Goku, I don't remember which one of them made that wish that the Saiyans wouldn't have tails anymore, that they wouldn't be born with tails anymore. So they
Mhm.
could not worry about the whole full moon thing. And I'm like, Vegeta's right there. Just teach the Saiyans how to control their tails.
Because then does it because Vegeta knows how to control his grade 8 form, which I don't know why we
Training.
then didn't try. Yeah, why didn't we try and train?
Yeah,
Because
like
then
why didn't you just
Goten
teach
should have
them how
got
to
his
use
tail.
that? Because like Frieza's running around calling them monkeys, and I'm like, barely, barely. They're monkeys in the way that like humans are apes, but like, what is this alien ape? And why are they so disconnected from it? Since they don't have tails anymore. Like Vegeta has Saiyan pride, and the one thing that makes him anatomically different from humans is a transformation that he's messed up with God keys, so it's not even the same fucking thing anymore. And a tail. Like the tail was the only anatomically distinct thing between him and humans. He's just a short king.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
an angry nigga that's mad because he's closer to hell than the rest of us.
Damn. Okay, hold on. Anyway, I'm short too. I know the feeling. All right, the short man complex is a real thing. I'm not gonna lie. That
Okay, but like make it mean something. What if Vegeta, like they even could have played into Vegeta's Napoleon complex by giving him a huge tail and him going, my tail's bigger than yours. My tail's always been longer than yours. Blah, 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 blah. Like Akira Toriyama loved dick jokes. My issue with Akira Toriyama is that he has ideas for jokes, but he's not funny. Akira Toriyama's not funny, and I've felt this way for a while. Everybody's like, "Ooh, Akira Toriyama wrote a little joke. That's a little gag. Ha ha ha! Isn't that funny?" I'm like, "It's not funny. Actually, it's corny as hell. This shit's not funny. He
see,
does not think hard enough to make these funny." And as a child, I never found any part of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z funny. None of that shit was funny to me.
so
People swear up and down. It's like, oh, it's a joke. Oh, it's a gag. Oh, it's this. And I'm like, this shit's not funny. These are not good gags. I do comedy for a living. This nigga's not funny.
you know you're
He
not
not.
wrong. You're not wrong. You're not lying there. See, I'm glad you bring up comedy because it's like, what are like, let's say like your top three like things to make a good joke.
Uh, Timing, delivery, and context.
Okay, Break that down. Break those three things down real quick.
So if you have a really good joke idea, but you take too long to say it, you're gonna lose your audience. Delivery has a lot to do with the confidence in which you deliver your joke, the way in which you deliver your joke, the voice, the inflection, all of that goes into how you deliver your jokes. I deliver my jokes in a very particular way because I'm a black man from the south side of Chicago and I grew up doing the dozens, roasting Jones and all that. So a lot of my jokes is set up like a roast. Even my stand up is set up like a roast. And I will tell roasts in between uh punchlines. Like I'll say a punchline, I'll do a setup, I'll roast whoever's a part of that setup a little bit, and then deliver the punchline so everybody's laughing the whole time. That's how I write and deliver jokes. Right. And then that last part, context, you need to understand what makes your audience laugh, what makes you laugh, and why you wrote the joke you wrote. Because that is the difference between a joke and a sentence. Like a lot of people who do edgy humor,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I have a joke about the day I found out that white people used to eat black people. And I said the only thing worse than knowing that white people ate black people is knowing that white people didn't season us properly, because why the fuck would you put rosemary on Jamal? And then I follow it up with, nah, wait, we were the ones in the kitchen. That means somebody had to put season salt on their own uncle. These niggas evil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because now it's a layered joke about white people historically not being able to cook, who was in the kitchen doing the work, white people historically engaging in cannibalism, right?
Yep.
And that's a hard joke because it's about cannibalism and it's about eating black people. Then when what was it? Was it that was it Ted Bundy? Who was the white dude who was eating black men? The serial
Uh,
killer.
Dahmer.
Dahmer, that was Dahmer, right? That Dahmer show came out on Netflix, and every Chicago comic had a Dahmer joke, and they were always, and it was mostly white people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat black people because they taste good. Oh yeah, I probably eat some Mexicans. I wonder what races of people I would eat," which is not funny because one, you're the group of people that actually eats people. So when you make a joke about eating people, it's not haha, I'm just kidding, I wouldn't do that. It's no, you might, because historically, look what happened.
Uh-huh. I see your
Like,
point there.
I don't have a historical context for eating people as an African American. American white people, European white people, all they've, people in London used to eat mummy, right? When they found that sarcophagus juice a couple of years ago, it was white people making the memes talking about some drink the sarcophagus juice. Because white people's first idea when they saw juice of a dead body was, damn, we should drink that.
I didn't even see that meme come across
Yeah,
my
no, that meme
timeline.
happened 2016, 2017. That's a little bit before your time, maybe.
Yeah, because like I said, when I was on the internet, like I didn't even see that one either.
Yeah, no, white people were like, drink the sarcophagus juice when they unearthed a new mummy. And it's just like, there's historical context for you eating people that doesn't exist with me. So the audience might feel safer when I make that joke than when a white person makes that joke, because they can't Google a time where black people overall were just okay with eating other people.
True. I
Right? You
mean,
know what I'm
hell,
saying?
literally.
Black people didn't have a Donner Party. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are a lot of stereotypes about tribal people and cannibalism and ritual cannibalism, but some of the most cannibalism that we've seen in the last 2 centuries have been white people who have covered it in the news. And they're like, oh yeah, try the new mummy. You can put mummy makeup on your face. We're taking the mummies and we're turning them into makeup powder. We're turning them into skincare products. White people were turning black people into furniture. They were turning us into
Yep.
leather. They were using our hair to stuff pillows and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like the relationship to cannibalism from a white comic is different than from me. That's context you got to think about when you write a cannibalism joke. There's some shit you can't play with, depending on your identity. And if you do play with it and you get a lot of people to laugh, you got to think, who's the type of person that would find eating black people funny? Other white people who low-key want to eat black people? Is that who you want to make laugh? Is that who you want your core audience to be? Context to change a joke. Context to change a joke. Real fucking quick. Real fucking, and you have to watch how you do stuff. You have to be careful with how you do stuff. Like, I have a joke about my older brother and when he came out the closet, right? And the joke is, my older brother came out the closet to me when I was like 16, 17, and I didn't take it well. I was different at 16 than I am now. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm all with the shits. When I was 16, 17, I didn't really have that understanding. So he came out to me and I was like, you saying you gay? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, so you be sucking dick? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't see it. And he's like, what? What do you mean you don't see it? I'm like, I don't see it. I don't believe you. He's like, what? Are you homophobic or something? What do you mean you don't believe it? And I'm like, nah, nigga, I brush my teeth with you every morning. You have a weak gag reflex. I don't believe you. I don't think I don't I'm like I think you'd be bad at it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's why when I started college, I started being bisexual. He out here embarrassing us. You don't know how to arch your back, nigga. You be a horrible bottom. That's why I took yoga. Somebody had to make the Johnson men look right. You can't be trusted. Like what the fuck? So then I turned it into a joke about my own sexuality. So instead of haha, I'm homophobic and my brother is gay, it's no, I'm a better gay than he is.
Yeah.
I'm better at doing gay shit than this nigga. Like, you're not finna out gay me, your inflexible ass. Like,
He's like, bro, I don't care what you got going on. I was like, bro, you can't do that. Like
you
I
you
see you
can't be the
like,
only
bro, I
bottom in
listen
the
to you
family.
coughing in the morning, brushing your teeth. Like, what do you mean you out here,
Right?
man?
You brush your teeth and threw up your omelet because you weak. You don't have what it takes. Puss ass nigga. And I'm not saying that because you feminine. I'm saying that because you garbage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like
There's a
that's the
whole
joke.
difference. It's like, bro,
Like the
nah.
joke isn't haha you're gay. The joke is you can't touch your toes. How are you gonna arch your back for your boyfriend? Get your fucking weight up.
It's like, bro, he's like, bro, I'm not trying to be homophobic. It's the fact that I can just do a better push up than you. That I can just say just do my whole entire cross, like look like a cat better than you. That's all there is.
Right, I'm just saying, like, you be a horrible femme cat boy. You're allergic to cats. Cats make that nigga sneeze. He can't be a cat boy. I have to do it.
No, that's funny as
I got a fatter ass than him. He's a waste of time. He got a long back.
fuck.
My older brother got a long back. He can't bottom. He got it. All he got is underbutt. All my older brother got is underbutt. Right, and I'll riff on that for like 3 minutes about how my brother's just a worse bottom than I am. Because the joke isn't my brother's gay and I don't like it. It's my brother's bad at being gay. His skill set is lacking. I
Damn.
have the skill set. I should be the gay one. You're bad at this.
He's
Like you're
like,
bad. Like and then we could have a conversation about like how sexuality is more than just sex. It's about who you're romantically interested in,
inclined.
who you emotionally connect with, right? And then I have follow up jokes for that. That way, if I've lost the audience because they're like, "No, you said you didn't like him because he's gay," and they're not hearing that I'm actually making fun of the fact that he can't touch his toes, so how's he gonna arch his back?
Mm-hmm.
His stiff back ass. He's garbage. Like he can't throw it back. He's throwing it back at you, but why would you catch it? There's not much there. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't have no ass.
It's like, bro, you're trying to catch like a small wiffle ball.
Right.
That's
Like don't nobody twerk harder than somebody with no butt. And he believes in himself. Right? So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm having a conversation about roasting my older brother, not gay people are bad.
mm-hmm.
Right? And that's about context. My cultural context for gayness is that most of my family's queer.
Wow, shit,
The
we have a lot
vast
of common there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The vast majority of my family and my immediate friends, none of my friends are straight except for two of them. I got two straight friends. Everybody else is gay. Everybody else is trans. Everybody else is gender fluid. Everybody else is femme. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of
Yep.
AFAB, non-binary, lesbian homies. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
most of
word?
yeah, like I got a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like most of
Yeah.
my friends is like AFAB, like people who don't really deal with men like that, and then men that deal with other men, and then there's like two or three straight niggas, and I don't believe one of them. So I think one of them niggas is lying, but that's his business, you
Hey,
know.
it's okay. Like, if he's on the DL, like let that man live his life.
Look, if he want to be 45 years old and he don't know how to ride dick yet because he didn't practice enough in his 20s, that's his cross to bear. Whoever want to deal with him because he didn't get the practice. And see, here we go. I'm making fun of his assumed gayness
Yeah.
in a way. Where and I do this to his face. He know I be joking. He know I be playing. Like he know, right? Because he and I have an understanding. I'm just like, nigga, you probably buy something. He's like, man, shut up, bro. I'm just saying, bro, you taking too long. Like,
He's like, bro,
you're gonna
you
be
just said
40,
that loud. See,
you're gonna be 45 with no throat. You're gonna be 45. And right, and that's a permutation of a Jack Knight joke where he talks about people procrastinating on their sexuality. Like that's a Jack Knight joke, but that's also like a real lived experience I have. Where I play with my homeboy about that. So like I have these experiences that are connected to other comics who have talked about it. And when Jack Knight performs that joke, it's not like, haha, gay people are shittiest. Nigga, you taking too long to come out the closet. You finna be horrible at fucking. You gonna be how you giving toothy head with a mortgage? That's his joke. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's hilarious. Because it's not demeaning to the concept of gayness. Gayness is complex, and you are having sexual experiences that are diametrically opposed to your interests.
like,
and,
you
that, and
pretty
now
much
you
be
finna
like,
be
dude, just
grown.
delete your life. Like, come on, now,
Yeah,
be
and now you
happy.
finna be grown and unskilled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
it's like, bro, get
Like
the
this,
experience while you out here, bro. No need to be out here like, oh, I'm the thug. Nah, bro, you gonna be a thug with some love in them. All right, come
right? Like,
on.
nah, it's just for me, it's just like I feel like as a man, there's some shit that you need to be able to do. And for every man, their walk of life is different. For the men in my life, some of them need to be able to change a tire, right? Some of them need to be able to fix a ceiling fan or install a light fixture. For me and some of my closest friends, we need to be able to do a split on a dick. Because who knows? Sexuality is spectrum. I might change my mind in 2 years. I've changed my mind twice. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I've been all over the place with it. I done fucked around with a bunch of shit. Who the fuck knows? You know? But
Like
those are
you
the gay
never know.
jokes.
See, and it's funny because it's like, look, I'm 24. I said thought about life. I'm like, bro, one way that you may have thought about life when you like 16, like when I was 16 years old, completely different person I am now. And then now I sit there, I'm like, shit, I was an asshole then. Like I may have like yelled at someone's kid, telling my man, fuck these kids. Now I'm 24. Now look at that kids like, damn, we actually got to do better. We need to make sure we actually feed everybody, feed the community, feed the kids, make sure they actually got something to eat and they got somewhere to be, and we're all right. Like that's it, and we can all go ahead and mind our business. Like, and then it's like that's a weird shift for me, like personally, because it's like how can you say fuck something at one point and then now you over here thinking to yourself like, you know what? There's a lot more that's worrisome out here. Like, for instance, like the Black Panthers had a really good point at being like, dude, save everybody, like save the whole community and be there for you, and then just stand up, and that's it. And don't be a flaky person where it's just like you're like halfway in, halfway out with trying to help people. And so it's just like and I'm just like, dude, fuck. Like I tell you all the time, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're gay, straight, bisexual. You're gonna be transgender. You're gonna be. You want to be a cat. You want to be a dog. Whatever. Do you? It doesn't stop me from living. I love my life. I love just sitting here chilling out, doing my shit, making music, and have them come over. We'll sit there, have a drink. Next note, they'll go home. It's cool. And sometimes they might want to suck my ass. Okay, have fun. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you a little zesty.
Like
Some
it's all right. You know
sometimes
what I mean?
niggas is
They always go
zesty.
back like,
Sometimes you
oh,
gotta
what's
be
going on?
zesty. Sometimes you gotta be zesty one time just to see if you like it.
You just gotta test the waters just once, and you just be like,
You
yeah,
gotta,
you know
you
what? I'm
know,
cool with
not
it.
you gotta you gotta taste it before you decide if you'll eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got
You just look. Sometimes you just got take a little sip of the water. You're like, all right, it's a little salty, but it's all right.
I'm talking about sometimes you lick it a couple of times, and you like the more I lick this, the more I like the way it tastes. You know what I'm saying? It should be like that. Should be like that. Should be you never fucking know. Be zesty a little bit. Everybody should be a little bit zesty sometimes to see what they fuck with. And this is what I mean when I say context, right? Because at no point is the joke gay people are bad or we're gonna disrespect people's pronouns,
Mm-hmm.
right? The joke is why can't my older brother arch his back? Like why can't why can't this nigga how you gay and you can't toot it up? Weak ass nigga, learn the fuck.
Like, bro, just
Yep.
learn a little back then. You know, you
Right,
just
like I don't care who you fucking. Why can't you do it good? Why can't you do like you know what I'm saying? Because now we're having a conversation about his inability to get bitches of any gender identity. Not
like,
not
yo, how you feel on both
not
sides? So
about
you
him being
can't
gay
stroke.
being bad. Like
It's like, bro, you look at him and say, bro, you can't stroke and you can't throw it back, brother. Both sides is already failing. Like,
yeah,
what
no
are you
matter who you fucking with, they're a
doing?
little bit disappointed. Like you got to figure something out. No matter you need to learn how to isolate your hips, whether you're throwing it or catching, and the fact that you like take a salsa class. Sick of this shit. We 30, nigga. Like what the fuck?
But
Like,
things like this, go in a little bit of breakdancing a little bit. I just learn how to move every piece of your body. You know, just
you 30 years old and you don't know how to catch or throw a line. I'm so fucking
like, yo, try to tell me, like, come on now, you do better. All right. Look, your goddamn stroke game, throw back game is look F minus. All right, and like that does not mean fuckable. All right.
no, it don't. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm so tired. So everybody needs to get better at sex, but that's what I mean by context.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and who you're making fun of, why you're making fun of them. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell a joke about gay people that gay people can feel safe laughing at. That's what I
So
want to do. I want gay people to hear me make a joke about how my older brother can't bottom good or how I didn't believe he could 13, 14 years ago. And go, ha, damn, that baby gay did not know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
yeah.
damn, I was a baby gay and I didn't know what I was doing. It's like, damn, I'm a grown gay. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing sometimes. I want everybody to enjoy themselves, right?
Yeah, I see
I
what you
want I
mean.
want people of all I want people to have the same fun with that joke that I have when I hear a joke where somebody talks about how they come too fast from good pussy because I've been there and I'm there.
1,000 times.
We'll be there again. Like
But
we'll be there again. Like
it's okay.
we'll be there again. But that's the goal. The goal is for everybody to have fun. So like and I think another thing that makes a good joke, to bring it back to your question is you have to make a joke with the intention of making people laugh, not the intention of eliciting a reaction. Some people are like, "Oh, I want to shock people, I want to wow people, I want to disturb people." I'm like, "Cool. Your job to make in making jokes is to make people laugh. Do you want to make anybody laugh? Do you want to make people laugh?" Some people look at Eric Andre jokes and they go, "I want to do what Eric Andre does on his show." And the thing about Eric Andre's show is that the people that he's doing that to are not having fun. Like when he was that French thief and he was putting people's food in the bag and yelling "Je m'appelle" and tearing that restaurant up. The niggas in that restaurant were not having fun. The owners of that restaurant were not having fun. I was having fun watching it on TV because it wasn't happening to me and I knew that it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do shit like that at a live show or when you fuck with people and you don't let them in on that's how your comedy is and that's what you're doing, or if you do man on the street stuff, or if you like say wild ass shit to certain people, what you're doing is you're making them the butt of the joke and the audience at the same time. And the butt of the joke and the audience can be the same thing, but that takes a specific type of intention. When Eric Andre fucks with people in public for the Eric Andre show, they're not the ones laughing. The people watching the show on TV, however many months later after it's been edited, that's who's laughing. That's who the audience is. You have
Yeah.
misconstrued your audience for the subject of your joke, and they can be the same, but they aren't all the time. You need to know who you're talking to, and then you need to decide who you're trying to make laugh and if you're actually trying to make a person laugh. Because you can do performance art that isn't funny at all if you want to yell slurs and scare people. There's a genre for that. It's called horror. Go be a fucking werewolf. You come into comedy, you fucking make people laugh. And if you can't do that, you're not doing it right. And if that's not your goal, you've wasted everybody's time.
Yeah. You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, I've been seeing like all these like that's like one. It's hard to dictate comedy. Like even as I look at it, I'm just like, 'cause some people be like, oh, it's a joke, but you're like, obviously something about what you said, you do feel that. Like some people who make jokes
Mm-hmm.
that are like that racist as shit. You're like, you can look at it like, nah, that the reaction you're trying to get wasn't my reaction. That was for the motherfucker who's on the other side, up in the hills, up over there in West Virginia, probably mess with a sister. That's who you're trying to talk to. It's not even
You
about
trying to talk
us.
to the sister fuckers of America.
And it's just like, and those people try to be like, oh no, but the moment they get called out for it, now it turns into be like, oh, it was a joke. Oh, so you guys just can't take comedy. It's like that's the context wasn't there of whatever you were trying to say. You said it, and in the matter of it was you were just trying to be spiteful. It wasn't. There was nothing in between that because again, a lot of people have already said people use slurs. I've even looked at them in the face. I've been like, you do know that there is no way of a joke that's really funny. Like it's the fact of like trying to spin it. It's still like people have already told you don't say that, and for some reason people always want to say it to people when they sit in that one circle. I don't accept it. That's for where where I back up. I'm like, what the hell? What's the point of even walking into the room if you knew people didn't like you? Like
Yeah.
off of just the strict principle of knowing that you're just there just to cause a shock value or like a shock factor, just trying to like, oh, I just want to get people riled up and see how they're gonna react. But
Yeah,
why?
I want to scare and upset people.
It's like no, you. The thing is, I was here under the intention of I wanted to laugh. Now you change the entire vibe up, and now everyone now has to do twice as much work, or even try and like, trying to rectify a little bit of it if you don't. But I think that's just how I think sometimes. It's like my brain just spinning the wheel, just like as I think of those things, as I'm just bringing it out there. But hmm.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are freaking people out because of what they think is funny. That's another thing too. Like funny can't be selfish. Like it takes a lot of narcissism to be a comedian, like a degree of narcissism. And I don't think every comic is a textbook narcissist,
Right.
but it takes narcissism to get down like that. And what I see um, is that a lot of people are like, I think this funny, so everybody else has to think it's funny. And it's like, yeah, but that might not be who your audience is, and everybody isn't going to find everything funny. And you can live with the double consciousness of, or the didactic reality of the world that what you find funny might not be what your audience finds funny. And do you want to have an audience or do you want to be correct? Or are you going to cater your audience specifically like I did by doing it on the internet so that the people who like what I do find me specifically? Because that is work in and of itself. When people come to a Mohawk Johnson show, they know what to expect because they understand my sense of comedy because that's how I write. And I have built that specifically.
Hmm.
But you don't just show up in random spaces and be like, "Yep, this is it. I did it." It's like, no, motherfuckers may or may not like that. Funny is very subjective.
Yes.
Funny is extremely subjective. So if you want to be funny, the best thing you can do is like be honest, right? Be honest with who you are, be honest with what you think, and then write from that truth and also be versatile enough to change your mind when you come into new information. Because the worst thing you could do is be funny right now and annoying later because you didn't change.
Right.
That's the
Without
worst thing you can do for yourself in your career. It's the worst thing you can do.
hmm.
What Bruce Lee say, be like water?
Always flow.
Yeah, be like water. Like you know, what was funny in 2006, you might have to apologize for in 2010. You got to be ready to eat that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
just times change, and like I said, you have to understand too, like that edgy humor that we grew up in the past is not accepted today, and it's just, and again, and rightfully so. That all that stuff, the past, it was like, what, I had to sit back. I was thinking about it too, like what, maybe like a few years ago. I was like, hold on. Because I was like, what? Something that we did say back then, like if we were to say that now, yeah, no, it would be a problem for the right reasons. Like we should definitely not repeat the same cycle because
Mm-hmm.
we had to make these jokes out of way of just kind of protecting ourselves, just growing up in those times. Like that's why again, roasting for us was always, it was just a fun thing to do, just kicking it with the guys and shit like that. Because it was like, we already knew if we were able to say some hurtful shit, but it's not crossing the line, and we just able to keep jokes off going back and forth, then guess what? The next motherfucker who's gonna try to say some shit over to you, it was just like, what? Hey, I've heard worse shit from motherfuckers who are definitely more funny than you are, off of just the context
I've
of
heard
what we
funnier
did.
shit from crazy. I've heard wilder shit from crazier people who I share hot crunchy curls with.
Exactly. Because like they've seen more from what I do for my day to day, and you just speaking from random ass, visuals they aren't even real to you. Or like
Right.
something you just seen this out of context because you just walked past somebody and you were not there for their whole entire day to realize what transpired. You just want to be like, oh, that's just what that is. Dude, fuck at it. It is what it is. But if I also may ask, um, who are like your top three favorite comics?
Mm. Mm. That's hard. That's hard. Patton Oswalt is one of them.
Oh,
Patton
that's a good
Oswalt
one.
makes me laugh a lot. Lisa Beasley does a lot of character comedy. Her characters are fucking hilarious. She's so funny. Lisa Beasley is so funny. Mm, well, because it rotates week to week, right? It rotates week to week because comedy, it is as much a practice as it is a hobby, right?
Right.
So Lisa Beasley, Patton Oswalt, Patton's just insane. And oh my God, oh, I'm forgetting his name, but he's so good. It's the dude that voices Gene in Bob's Burgers. He's a stand-up and a
Oh,
writer. He's nuts.
I never knew the writer who was doing Bob's Burgers. I watched it, and that was always not just watching the background. Like I was had as like background noise, and like never really paid attention to it.
Yeah, no, the voice act Gene's voice actor, whose name is escaping me right now.
Oh,
Hilarious. And I can't remember his name. That dude's funny. That
this
dude's funny.
mother on. Oh, because I remember. Oh,
Yeah, no, who else is good? Max Thomas is good. He's a friend of mine. Rachel Hall, hilarious. Aaron Chase is funny. There are a lot of funny people. I know there are a lot of fun. There are a lot of really funny people, especially just here in Chicago. There are some hilarious people. There's
I've
some
never been.
hilarious.
I've never been to Chicago. That's always been a place I always wanted to visit.
Yeah, no. My roommate Talia Clay, she's really good. And I'm not just saying that because she's my roommate. She's funny.
Hmm.
They are so funny. They are so funny. My roommate Ethan's hilarious. Ethan Sandoval, he was the funny. I think he was named funniest comic in Tulsa, Oklahoma,
Wow.
before he moved here. Yeah, so he's hilarious and accredited. Um, God, there are a lot of talented people in the city. Like a lot of my favorite comics are friends of mine and people that I talk to on a regular basis. Kev on stage, he's hilarious. Kevin Fredericks, Tony Baker. Tony Baker's
Hmm.
funny. A lot of funny people. Just a lot
Yeah.
of funny people.
Tier Moore is one of my favorites, definitely. That
To
I
hear
find.
more is to hear more is great. Patrick Cloud, really good. Yodoya Travis.
Ooh, I see one comic I like that was under fire for a while. Aries Spears, I think is always a good one. I like to watch all the time.
See, I don't like him.
So, if I'm asked why, why?
Okay, so he he did that one bit in a stand-up special of his, and this was a while ago, where he was like, beat your kids, beat up your kids. I say something, ain't no conversation, ain't no this. And like I'm tired of old black people making jokes about beating their children. I'm just over it. As somebody who went to college and went to jail
Hmm.
and dealt with people who hit me and people who didn't, the people who didn't hit me kept me out of the most trouble. Right? So, like any black comic who's willing to reproduce that for a laugh without thinking critically about the fact that our parents and grandparents raised us on Jim Crow and never contextualized it to see if it was working.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like all the family members who were trying to tell my mom she needed to hit me more were also drug addicts, and I'm like, you got beaten, you did crack about it, so maybe that's not a good idea. Like maybe you did not turn out okay if you did crack about it. Like maybe you shut the fuck up. Like maybe maybe the nigga that steals spoons shouldn't be talking about people parenting right now. Like maybe you aren't like and like an addiction is a disease. I say that as a recovering addict. I'm not doing crack and then telling people my childhood turned out okay because people hit me. Like maybe that's like maybe you
Right.
step back. So like that, and I caught that young. I was just like I was 13, 14 when that special dropped, and I was like, nah, something off. Because why is this grown man trying to convince strangers that they need to hit their children? You don't even know how their kids act.
Yeah,
Like
that is
you know what I'm
true.
saying? Like that's
Like,
that's weird. Like any grown man that wants to talk to you about squaring up with your children is weird to me. Um, that's weird. And
why
then
do
there
you
was
need to?
that
Why do you need to square with your own kid, sir? Like, like,
like
like
you just like you don't need to square up with your kids insane like that. Like you tweaking, bro. And also like as somebody who worked in the Chicago public school system and was not
mhm.
allowed to hit children and has no interest in hitting children, there are ways to get kids to listen to you. Um, Without beating the ever loving shit out of them. And I was able to use all those ways and I don't beat the shit out of them kids. So if I ain't beating the shit out of your kids, why do you need to beat the shit out of your kids? They love you more, you feed them.
Yep. And
It's
why
weird.
listen to me more? Damn,
Yeah,
that's
it's weird that you can't think outside the box like that. And that's because your grandma was raised on Jim Crow, your grandma raised your mama on Jim Crow and segregation, and then your mama raised you on that shit. And nobody thought, am I doing this because I'm afraid white people will lynch my baby if they act up in public? And do we need that? And then when these kids be obedient to the cops and obedient to fascism, we be like, how come you don't revolt? How come you don't fight back? If I can't talk back to you about juice, what makes you think I'm gonna talk back to 12? You didn't beat the revolution out of your kids. That's why these kids punk ass now. That's why they like authority and like fascism, because that's how you
mhm.
treated them at home. You
And
ran the
that's
crib
how.
like the gulag, and now your kids ain't fighting back and fighting the power. And you like, how come the kids don't fight the power? They can't stand up to you. You swing about everything. That's weird. And I look at Ari Spears making jokes about that, and I'm just like, a black man who's closer to segregation than me should know better. An elder in my community should know better. It's disappointing that he doesn't. And then it was that Lizzo shit that he pulled. The Lizzo shit was the straw that broke the camel's back for me.
Mm,
Because he got asked, what do you think about Lizzo's music? That was the question.
right.
What do you think about Lizzo's music? And he's like, her body big, she fat. And I know I don't look good and I'm big myself, but this big sloppy bitch, da 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 da. And I'm like, you can scroll if you don't want to see her.
And you could
There
have
was a
passed on that
time
question.
where Lizzo's content got on my nerve. And instead of me body shaming her or shitting on her music, which is objectively decent, like some of it's really good, some of it's decent, some of it feels like feel good music for white women who want black friends but won't go to a black neighborhood. And I'm just like, and some of that ain't Lizzo's fault. Some of that is just white women love co-opting fat black women for feel good shit. Like nobody loves Aretha Franklin like an old white woman at a wedding. Like nobody loves R.E.S.P.E.C.T. like an old white woman at a wedding. And it's not because we don't love Aretha. It's because they're like, see, that's me. That's me because of stereotypes about attitude and shit like that. Like they just latch on to that. That's why so many white women swear up and down that they have a inner black woman or a black woman as a spirit animal. That's why so many like white gays go, well, my inner black woman. It's like you don't have an inner black woman. You're just weird. Um,
Yeah,
and now
that's
Lizzo has been brought into that, and that's not a thing that Lizzo did, right? That just is a happenstance of her black womanhood in public and
right.
the ways in which we mammify black women, especially like bigger black women in pop culture. That's not a thing she did, right? And like I feel like I need to say this because people are going to bring this up. Because I know Lizzo has a couple of allegations against her because of like how she's acted with her staff and shit like that.
Yeah, I seen that.
Um, yeah, no, and like I'm gonna just say this. I don't know what the fuck is going on because I don't keep up with her because I don't follow her. But like, if she did that shit, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's
If she
what's
did,
my.
I don't know. But if she did it, that's wrong.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
get
kept
it.
up enough. I have grander cultural ideas about women like Lizzo more so than I have ideas about Lizzo as an individual because I didn't like her music that much to begin with. So it's not like I was keeping up.
I never really kept up. Like I said, I'm not a big
Right.
media person where I keep up on like
Right.
every little thing. Cause I'm just like, dude, there's so much more that I worry about on a daily basis, and I'm just doing like my
Hmm.
own thing day to day. Where it's just like I said, with the whole Aries Spears thing, I had saw that video and I was like, dude, that's fucked up. You shouldn't have said it. But I'm also just like, your jokes is funny, so I'm just gonna just say whatever. I'm not gonna feed into whatever it is that's being said. I don't condone it whatsoever because that's just fucked up to say about anybody. Because they had
Yeah, no,
no
and
reason at
you
all to
could say that about
say this.
anybody. I would say Ari Spears makes jokes like he talks about Lizzo and like he talks about hitting children.
Hmm.
So when I listen to it's one of those like it's hard to separate the art from the artist when they make art about doing that goofy ass shit.
Yeah, because like I said,
Right?
because
Like,
I know, listen, I know my mom she used to beat me and same with my dad as well. I just kind of was just like I grew up in it. I'm just like whatever. It's funny because that's the same way how I kind of like laugh about it now. It's just like it's probably where the fuck they got this shit from. And I even tell my mom that too. I'm like, Mom, it's like, hey, you listen to Aries Spears? She's like, why? I'm like, because every single time I think about it, you beat me more times than you actually wanted to talk to me a little bit. But it's all right though, because we have a better relationship now as an adult. Like we
mhm,
talk every now and again. I'll call her up and we'll have like 4 hour conversations. So that's really how I associate it was just like how my past was with all my family,
mhm.
as opposed to like my life now. And it's just like, and then like between mine now it's just like, I kind of look. I not really many comics now besides like Dave Chappelle's just one. I'll just cut on because I just enjoy his specials, and then yeah, that's really my only two that I really kind of like, honestly. Because I used to like Kevin Hart, but then I just kind of just stopped. I was just like, whatever. It seems like he just makes the same joke over again, like about 20 times over. So I'm just like, not my thing.
See, I'm tired of Dave Chappelle, and it's not just because of the transphobia thing. Because to bring it back to Ari Spears and separating the art from the
Yeah.
artist, like because I'm from Chicago, R. Kelly's from here.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped separating the art from the artist at 13 because he kept singing about the children.
Right.
That man made AJ nothing but a number when he was married to Aaliyah when she was 15 years old. Her parents had to have the marriage annulled because of a bunch of wild stuff that was going on. Right. So R. Kelly been a pedophile my whole life. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at R. Kelly. I'm like, nah, bro, because you sing about the children. You
Yeah.
creepy. I'm not gonna let that slide. Dave Chappelle, when I think about his comedy, I'm just like, the funniest shit you ever did was on that it was on that TV show, and you had a white man helping you with your jokes and with your skits. So the funniest stuff of yours I like was written by a white dude. It's like liking Drake. It's like, do you like Drake or do you like the delivery, but his ghostwriter's a better rapper than him? And I'll stand on that because Dave Chappelle not gonna beat my ass. Like he not gonna
Yeah. No. Shit.
he
Stand on
gonna
your business, brother. Like I said, stand on
He's gonna
it.
stay in that predominantly white town, in that conservative ass town, with that housing thing that he blocked, where he could have had low income housing for black people in his own community. Having somewhere to live that he stopped because that's another thing he did. He stopped low income housing from coming to his town because he didn't want poor black people living in his town because he's a piece
Mm.
of shit. And I'm just like, all right. And then when I hear him joke about trans people, I'm cool. Like, I'm like, all right, he's a Republican that makes Republican jokes. He's not talking to me anymore.
Oh, got it.
Dave
Okay.
Chappelle stopped caring about black people when he stopped them from having a place to live on purpose.
I didn't even hear that he even did that.
Yeah, he did that. He did that openly in a town hall meeting. He was just like, "Don't bring them here. I'll pull out all my money. I'll pull out all my funding because he's funding a lot of that town because he's rich. It's all fuck." And I'm just like, a black man leveraged his money to keep other black people from having housing. While he talks about racism, this, and I meant white trans people because black people, da da da, and oppression, this, and I'm like, you're oppressive.
You're
You're the
probably oppressive
oppressor now.
towards then. Yeah, no.
You do oppressive
I
shit, bitch
see.
ass nigga. Like I don't get to like
I
snaggle tooth, paw bear looking bitch. Like I
you
don't
know
like Dave
what?
Chappelle, and I haven't for a long time.
I can now I can now I can see your point about media literacy now about saying how the reason why it's important is to pay attention to that. Just like by my couple favorite comics there. And then just like pointed out that's huh.
I pay attention to everything because I'm just like everything goes into how you write your jokes. Everything you've done, everything you've been, everything you think, everything you're sorry for, everything you're not sorry for, everything you take responsibility for, everything you've like all of the, everything you haven't taken responsibility, like thoughts you don't know you have, isms you don't know, the shit you haven't unpacked, all of that affects your lens. All of that affects your artistic lens. So your artistic lens has a multitude of filters, and those filters are built out of your lived experience and the lived experiences of the community that raised you. And what you've come into and what you've gotten into of your own accord and what you decide to do with all that. Because, like, at the end of the day, you're a grown ass adult. You're responsible for your decisions. You're responsible for your artistic decisions. Are you going to interrogate in your life in order to become a more well rounded person? And are you going to let that make you a better comic? There are jokes that I used to think about writing, and then I went and researched the subject, and I'm like, damn, based on my personal politics, I don't find this funny anymore. I'm actually not going to say that. And I've had friends be like, but the joke idea was so funny, and I'm like, but I don't find it funny anymore because I fundamentally don't agree with my original thoughts.
And that's okay.
I'm glad that I let this information change me. It's good that the information changed me. It is good that learning something new changed my fucking mind.
Hmm.
We should be like that. So that's how I feel about shit. Learning shit new make me want to kind of look back at shit and be like, I don't think that's funny no more. Actually,
And that actually makes you more apologetic too for like what you did. And I believe it's not even it's not even just learning it. It's the fact that you're more willing to just like take the accountability of being like, you know what, that was fucked up originally. Just by receiving that new information, it's like, and that's completely fine. I don't know why we're at a time to where it's bad to just take accountability for your wrong actions. Like, and I just mean that like on like a general scale, just for anybody, because like a lot of people just want to say shit, and then once when they get presented with, hey, look, that's wrong what you said, like about the whole entire the stuff that's going on overseas, you know, because when people want to try to say like, oh, that's not really going on, like we're doing all that we can, but you're like, we're funding it.
mm-hmm.
Like we're the ones that are literally pouring money into, and no one, and the fact that you know it, you're gonna try to tell people saying, "Oh, you're the one who you're being misinformed. You're reading this here," but it's like it's the fact that you're willing to point to the same source I'm talking about, but you're still willing to keep your same stance with now that you learned something. So what that means is personally, those who can't take the accountability for knowing that they're wrong are just bad people inherently. Like I guess the
Well,
fact that
they're
they were
flawed
taught
people.
this.
They're flawed because it's hard because a lot of people identify with their ideas and the information, and they feel if they've been corrected or if they've been wrong about something, or if you correct them, they go, "Well, you're saying I'm stupid." And it's like, no, it's not that. It's just you might be misinformed about this thing. People identify so heavily with their ideals, right? People's
Mhm.
personal politics, both like socially and like in the grander sphere of how the world moves and how our governments move. People identify with that on a deep level, right? People got Confederate flag tattoos, right? And they don't know anything about slavery, and they couldn't tell you the cornerstone speech. And they're just like, it's heritage, it's what I'm proud of. My daddy had this flag. So when they see that Confederate flag, they think about their daddy.
Mhm.
They're not thinking, you know, black people were enslaved, and the cornerstone speech, which was written by the vice president of the Confederacy, says that we find this truth to be self-evident. That I think I'm quoting that properly. That the Negro was not equal to the white man, and that slavery is his natural position. Right. That is, that's from the cornerstone speech, which is a part of the preamble to the Constitution of the Confederacy of the United States. So you rep that flag, and I hear you, and I hear the vice president of that Confederacy go, "Black people deserve to be enslaved. It's natural." And Goofy Goober is thinking about his dad who died in '98, right? And he can't handle that. He can't handle that he identified his daddy with racism, right? He can't handle that. So then that nigga double down and is tweaking because he's trying to defend himself because he done got this shit put on his body and he done identified it with all this other shit. And now does that do I still think dude is a piece of shit? Yes, absolutely. It's not a they're not a piece of shit, it's complicated. It's they're a piece of shit and it's complicated. Because at
That
the end of the day,
okay.
you vote to harm people. That's what you did. If you voted for the current president, you voted to harm people. You heard that man
Yeah.
say he was gonna hurt people, and you said yes.
Yeah.
That's a real shitty thing that you fucking did. That is a real piece of shit thing that you fucking did, and you have to stand on it. You have to
And
live with the fact that you did that real piece of shit thing. But that's not all there is. You did that piece of shit thing because you identify with it culturally, and you identify with it culturally because of what your family believed and how you tied that in to the way in which you see yourself. And I wonder what your life would look like if you did not need to identify yourself with your ability to subjugate others, if you were just a person outside of your ability to subjugate, which is why I'm angry at white people. And I also think that they're very sick. I also think that men are sick. I think
mhm.
straight people are sick. I think there are a lot of people who are sick because they cannot see themselves without being able to subjugate other people, right? I think about like my own life and the ways in which like all of the men in my life engaged in patriarchy, like white supremacist patriarchy, and the ways in which a lot of us were sick because we could not fathom our lives without thinking about the ways in which like sexual conquest was tied into our personal identity. Like you don't get no hoes, you don't get no ass, you don't fuck enough girls. You know, I lied to Shorty over here to get this. You know what I'm saying? Like just all that fuckboy bullshit. And those are like sick boys and sick men who have been in my life, who have taught me things that I've had to take responsibility for and unpack, who simply cannot see themselves without conquest. And I think that's what a lot of it is. A lot of people cannot see themselves outside of their ability to conquer others. And it is a sickness. It is a sickness. And that identity keeps people from unpacking ideas. And that inability to unpack an idea is why you see people who are so rigid in their beliefs. And then you write jokes or you make music out of that rigidity, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't fathom how your life is without another person being under you. And now you want to make art. Like, you don't like other people enough to care if they laugh. No, you can't be a comedian. You can't be a comedian if you don't like black people and black people are in your fucking audience.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a comedian and you don't like women and women are in your audience. And you don't like gay people and you don't like this person, you don't like that person. Because the point is to make people happy and invite people to laugh at themselves and laugh at each other and laugh with each other in a way that's safe. And you can't facilitate safety because different types of people can't be safe alone in a room with you.
Because you're too busy hating on everything that everyone else got, and then yeah, you're surrounded by these people, and you're just which. Why again, racism itself is just a fear thing. It's just
Mhm.
an inferior thing of the fact of like you want to boast yourself up, just try to think that you're above everybody. But realistically, you're just mad that you're just so small, and just the
Mhm.
fact that you're just inadequate the entire time. Like everyone else around you is okay at just realizing that there's more to life than just my thoughts. You know, the fact that other people can actually have empathy and compassion for one another bothers them for whatever reason. This never made sense to me. You know what I mean? It's just like how white people can just like literally, without a single thought, just go ahead and just undermine everyone else's intelligence. Just they're like, well, my daddy told me, but everyone else is just like, yeah, but there are records here that are even showing that you're wrong. I'm not saying that like you're stupid, but it's just effective. Like even your dad and no one else around you did not. They knew what they were doing, and this is the result. You are on the profiting side. You're on the side that profited from it, so you're able just to walk around blind to whatever else is around you. But you no longer have that entire card when everyone else is just like, look at what I'm showing you now. Look at the information
Mhm.
that from other people. They're like trying to say like, but no, that's not true because the sources that I read is the same. You can obviously see that those aren't right. When again, don't read history from the victor. Read the history from the loser. That's what they're not looking at. They're looking at the ones who they conquered. Try to be like, well, I could rewrite what was there originally. No, the ones that were conquered still kept their records like what in whatever way possible to go ahead and make sure that everyone else around them knew it. And that's why I don't like this whole entire. That's again I voted for Kamala and made sure I could make life better for everybody because I was like, yeah, gun reform is needed. Now it's not the fact to take them away, but to actually have a better background to make sure that again I don't want somebody who's mentally ill to get a gun. I don't want someone who actually has like threatening things that hasn't tried to reform themselves to get a gun, but I also do believe that everyone should have one here. But you should be smart with it and actually take the classes to understand that this thing you have is not a toy. It's not something that you can just go mess around with. And if you have kids, keep it locked away and literally out of your child's reach
Keep
in
that
that
shit put the
regard.
fuck away. Keep that
Like
shit put the fuck away.
and it's just like and I don't understand why whenever people hear that they'll be like, oh, so you're gonna make sure we can't have it. But why is that your reaction? Why are you imagining just me saying that you should have more of a detailed, background for you getting one to make sure that you're completely okay and that you should go to a mental evaluation to make sure that you're adequate to have such a thing? because you have something that can put a hole in somebody and take them out within a second. But you want to take that as you don't deserve it. That's not that doesn't equate to each other. You like unless that again the people I've been arguing with this with a few people like around me and shit like that. We've had this conversation before with it, and I've just said like you guys should have definitely looked at it from the other point of view, and the fact that what they were trying to say is she wanted everyone to be on an actual complete equal footing. No more of this one person's up here. No, no, no. Yeah, we were in a fucking full-on deficit to where every fucking billionaire should have been hit with the fattest fucking tax on their shit to make sure that everything went back to running properly. Just like it went back to when Obama was president, when he first slapped that shit on, there was like, no, 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 fuck that. The economy's gonna be fixed because you guys are going to help pay for it because that's what the fuck you should do. If you have the most money, then motherfucker, you should definitely have it, not complain when the shit happens. When people are like, hey, we need help. Cool. Help the government out too while you're at it. And then we feed everyone else out so that they can get it. So that food stamps would then get back being replenished. You could have then replenished Social Security being back, being afloat, so then there's no longer that being, taken out and being in a deficit. And then on top, you can also fix the national debt at the same fucking time, and none of that would have been affecting the regular American person because again, the billionaires that are being taxed would have then pretty much been able to fix it within 5 years. But now that we have this shit, now the entire clock has to be reset by another 20, and that's only if it ever gets reversed for it to be even having a single picture to even be fixed out.
Yeah, no, there's a chance that it won't. There's a chance that it won't, because you can't really vote your way out of fascism. It's hard.
No,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
can't.
the problem.
Yeah, you can't just vote fascism away. How long we been at it? We've been at it almost 2 hours.
Oh, I'm so sorry, brother. Do
No,
you
no,
want me
I'm
to
not
let
mad.
you?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's just, do you wanna call it?
If you're okay, if you want to, that's up to you. I'm sorry, I went over the time. I know I planned to
I'm
go
not
on, but
mad at this at all. I've been having a great time. I'm hungry.
oh yeah, go ahead, brother. We can call it here and then let you do your thing. And it was a pleasure talking to you, Mo. You know, I hope that we can have more discussions down the line.
Yeah, you got my line. Hit me up whenever you want to talk.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Yeah, we're friends now. Just text me.
Oh my god.
Like I'm not like a big famous guy. I be in the crib in my drawers playing Digimon and eating chicken wings, which is what I'm about to do. Like,
Oh my.
like I'm very normal. Like
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like the way how I pictured you was like, you're just this big extravagant guy. I just be like, oh my god, I'm gonna try to be professional, try to like, orchestrate with him. Like, I'm so thank you. I'm glad we're friends. Like,
nigga, I got Pokemon tattoos. I'm regular as fuck. Like,
all right, brother. I wish you a good one. All right, love you.